Hey, how you doing, guys? Before we actually get into the monitor itself, which is the FeelWorld F5 5-inch camera monitor, I kind of wanted to give you some reasons why I gravitated toward it right away. And two reasons. The first is it's very small and thin and lightweight, and by putting a slim profile battery on it, I can keep the weight down as well. The second reason, actually, the specs on it is pretty good. The PPI on this, or pixels per inch, is actually very high for this monitor, which is 440. And in Apple terms, I guess you could say it's actually got basically a Retina display as well. It does support Rec 709 standards, so the color representation in those lines is actually going to be pretty good. So it's going to represent a good picture coming in the monitor. So when you do focus and other things, it's going to be pretty accurate. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at it now, and we'll be right back. How you doing, guys? We're going to take a look at the FeelWorld F5 5-inch camera monitor, capable of doing a 4K video. This, of course, downsampled to 1080p. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. And the packaging actually is pretty good. And looks like here you have a sunscreen that comes with it. And to show you that right here. And then the monitor itself, and we're just going to put that back for right now. Of course, you always got the documentation, which I've actually going to look over as well. And it does come with a I guess you call it a L type bracket, similar to what you find on the a lot of monitors like this. And it also comes with a HDMI to micro HDMI, I guess. What it looks like. And let's get all this packaging out of the way so we can take a look at the monitor directly. Which is right here. As you can see, it is quite small and compact, very thin profile. And we're going to take a look at that right there. Just like so. And comparing it with an average cell phone, and this is a 6-inch Android phone, and you could just tell the side-by-side comparison. It's actually, and we'll try to get this situated so we can get both in the screen just to show you. And it's actually a little bit smaller than that, so you can see it's very small and lightweight. Now, this didn't come with a bag, and I don't consider that. It would be kind of nice to have them do that, but a lot of times we have stuff lying around. In fact, I found this padded microphone bag, which it fits in really easy as well. And in fact, that's probably what we're going to use it for. And we're getting it stuck to the bag, I think. Just like so. And I even found this little shaving kit bag you can probably put in as well. So there's usually a lot of stuff you can, since it's so small, there's a lot of stuff you can fit inside of it. Okay, here we have it zoomed in so you can see it a little bit better as I'm explaining this. We're going to show you some of the outside controls and connections of the FeelWorld F5 camera monitor. And of course, the top you have the buttons for the menus, power button, right, left, up and down. This isn't a touch screen, so probably to keep the price down as well, which is perfectly fine for me because that's the price point I'm hitting and the features are more than good enough for me. Going to the back, you do have this connector, which is, I believe, your standard 20 thread, I think. They only have one of them, and there's only two choices on the right side of the monitor or the bottom where you can mount it. So you probably could flip the monitor upside down and do the you can flip the screen in software menu selection, so that shouldn't be a problem to get you a little bit more access. Here you can see the battery plate, and it does accept a couple of different batteries, primarily the F970 Sony style or the LP-E6 Canon. And here I have a battery right here, which is actually the NP-F 570. This actually can take many different styles of Sony. I think it had listed like maybe a dozen or so. And as you can see, it fits quite well. Just like so. And you should get fairly decent depending on the milliamps you get with your battery. Of course, you can use larger ones. I want to use a smaller profile to keep the weight down as well. Okay, looking on the left side, we do have HDMI in and out. And let's move it back so you can get a little bit in focus. And so you can actually put in from your HDMI and out to something else, another monitor, maybe a recorder, who knows, multitude of things. Also have a DC in 12 volt as well, so you can, if you're going to use it in the studio, you can power it through an AC adapter. Now looking at the manual and online as well, it says you can use anywhere from a 6 to 24 volt. Unfortunately, when I used it with this Radio Shack adapter, which is 9 volt, it wasn't really enough to power it on. It did light up the standby light, but that was about it. So you need, it does mention you do need a minimum of 12 volts here on the monitor itself. So yes, you definitely need that 12 volts. On the bottom, you also have a DC out of 8.4 volts, so you can use this perhaps to power something like a DSLR or other devices as well. Keep in mind that you might need a higher capacity battery for that. Monitor for the headphones. This is, of course, using the HDMI input that supports sound. If you have a sound going through it, then you can use this headphone monitor jack to monitor it with if your camera doesn't have that. And then you do have a mini USB port for upgrades. Unfortunately, I went to their website. I didn't see anything about firmware updates, but maybe that's something in the future, or if you return the monitor, they may upgrade it if that you're having problems with it as well. So those are all the connections. We're going to do some performance testing and using various inputs and probably the menu selection as well. So thank you for watching, and stand by for version 2 of